right, good morning, guys. Wanted to share a few things with you today in the principal's message. There's a lot of great things going on here at Dobie High School. Of course, athletics is in full swing. No, baseball and softball has had their tryouts, and they're starting to practice, getting ready for the upcoming season. Basketball, both boys and girls sitting in second place in the district. So it looks as though they're going to be making the playoffs and hopefully making a playoff run in that area. So congratulations to those Horns and Lady Longhorns that are competing out there on the basketball court, on the hardwood. And then soccer. You know, soccer's doing extremely well. Both boys and girls just started their district play, sitting at 1-0. At that point, we're expecting great things from both those teams. So a lot of Dobie pride going on with athletics. We also have our CTE state competitions coming up. There's quite a few students out there that have qualified for state. And so we wish them good luck in February and in March as they go forward to compete at the state level and hopefully land in a spot at the national competition later in the year. Our academic decathlon placed second in the region this past week, and they are actually currently ranked number 5 in the state, going into the state competition in 3 weeks. So we wish them good luck as they go for a state championship here at the end of February. And of course, our fine arts programs are gearing up for their UIL competitions in March and April. So a lot of Dobie pride out there, a lot of students out there participating. Let me continue to encourage you to be a part of something extra here at Dobie. You have your math and your science and your social studies and your English and your electives. But let me encourage every student, get involved some way, somehow, extracurricular, whether that be with athletics or fine arts or programs, clubs, ROTC, things of that nature. Do something to get yourself involved. Again, it's part of that high school experience, guys, that's so very, very important as you go through the process of high school. Now, we're in the 4-6 weeks. We're already starting the 5th week of that grading period, guys. Let me remind you that this is a 7-week grading period, so it's a little longer than normal, which is a good thing for you as far as grades, because it's giving you a little more opportunities there to get some stuff in and take care of your business. But know that we're right at 2 weeks left. We have 2 weeks and 2 days before the end of the grading period. So make sure that you're going to tutoring, that you're getting the extra help that you need. That you're turning in makeup work and dealing with zeros and retaking exams that you failed, things of that nature. Again, take advantage of that time during Mega Lunch to get those things done to, again, improve your grades. Remember, it's a 7-week grading period with just 2 weeks left. By the same token, it's a longer grading period, which means tardies are going to go longer. All right, so some of you that are used to accumulating those tardies and you're trying to time it and work it all out perfectly so that you don't hit a certain point by the 6th week, remember there's another week attached to this grading period. So make sure that you're getting to class on time each day. So please remember that. Again, that is part of this 7-week grading period, and know that the 5th 6 weeks is also a 7 grading period. All right, I want to kind of give you a focus moving forward for each grade level. Let me talk to our 9th and 10th graders first, our freshmen and our sophomore. Guys, you are preparing for that English 1 and English 2 end of course exam. Now let me remind you that these STAR exams, these EOCs, of course, go toward graduation. You have to pass them in order to get a diploma. That's how important these exams are. Now I know that your English 1 and your English 2 teachers are preparing you. They've been preparing you all year. But this last few weeks, this last 4 or 5 weeks prior to that exam, 6 weeks prior to that exam, they're going to be hitting things pretty hard. They're going to be trying to get you for Mega Lunch to give you that extra help that you need to ensure that you're going to be successful on that test. Please make sure that you attend those sessions, that if they offer those during Mega Lunch or before school or after school or whatever the case may be, that you're getting in there, because again, this is the most important test that you've taken up to this point. I don't care what your 5th grade teachers told you. I don't care what your 8th grade teachers have told you about how important those tests are. These are so important that graduation hangs from them. Okay, so if you pass it, you're good. If you don't, then obviously you have to continue to retake that exam, and you have to pass it before I can hand you a diploma. So very, very important that you take care of that. Again, that's our 9th and our 10th grade students, English 1, English 2 exams, so make sure that you stay on top of that. Our juniors, let me give you some focus area. You should be starting to think about college real heavily at this point. You should be thinking about applying you should think about signing up for the SAT. A lot of you have not taken the SAT up to this point. You've taken the PSAT as sophomores and as juniors. But a lot of you have not even taken the SAT yet. Now is the time to get with your counselor and get signed up. Of course, you can sign up on your own, but if you have questions, get with your counselor. But get that thing signed up, take that exam, see how well you can do. Now, again, the SAT you can take multiple times and try to improve your score, but you need to go ahead and take that now if you have not at this moment. It's extremely important. Now, also remember GPA. When you start applying to those colleges, this is a semester that's going to be extremely, extremely important that you do well, because as you start applying to those colleges over the summer and the start of your senior year, the last GPA ranking will be based on this spring semester. So it's very, very important that you as juniors really concentrate and focus this spring semester and getting that GPA up to where you need it to be to apply for those colleges. And then to my seniors, graduation, guys, is right around the corner. It will be June before you know it. It's extremely important that you stay on track, that you don't fade off here at the end, that you finish strong, and that you prepare yourself for that graduation. We don't want to have those tough conversations in April and May about, I don't know if you're going to graduate, I don't know if you're going to make it, you got to do this, this, and this. Stay on top of your game. Make sure that you're passing the classes that you're taking. Make sure that you're preparing for finals, for AP exams, for all those things. And if you happen to be taking a class in Edgenuity for credit recovery, get on it now. Start taking the time out, make a plan, make a schedule so that you are attempting something every single day in Edgenuity to help fast forward that process, get that credit out the way so that you can focus on other things towards the end. So make sure that you finish strong. Also a reminder, Thursday, Hall of Honor Scholarship Deadline. Remember, this is a $4,000 scholarship that pays $1,000 every semester for 4 semesters. Everyone is eligible. It doesn't matter where you are. If you plan on going to college and you've applied, or you plan on going to trade school and you've applied, you're eligible for this scholarship. So let me encourage each of you to get that application done and turned in to Ms. Valencia in the AP office by Thursday afternoon, as that is the deadline. So that kind of gives everybody a focus on what to do, what to focus on over these next 4 to 5 weeks. And I want to share one last thing with you before we wrap up Principal's message for this week. All right, I want to wrap up this Principal's message talking a little bit about the incident Friday at Mega Lunch. I was not on campus. I was attending a funeral in Louisiana. But I will tell you that I was extremely disappointed, and it was disheartening to hear what took place in the cafeteria. We understand that sometimes students can't work their issues out and decide to resolve to fighting as some part of conflict resolution, which is crazy, but we won't go there for right now. They were punished. They got their 3-day suspension, their 10 days guidance. That's what happens when you fight at Mega Lunch. But what I was, of course, most disheartened about was the fact that there was a good number of students that felt it was funny or felt that it would be entertaining to begin to throw apples and other things and kind of start almost like a food fight. Now, I understand that there was probably 1,000 people in that cafeteria, and a lot of you didn't participate. And I appreciate that. I truly do. I appreciate you not jumping in there. But to the others that did, know that I'm extremely disappointed in your behavior. I know the APs are continuing to look at film, both from our school cameras as well as on Twitter. And if we see someone throwing something, then you'll be punished, just like Mr. Sink shared with you in the cafeteria that day. But I just want to make sure that we're perfectly clear moving forward. If something like that happens again, if something of that nature, not the fight, but the food fight and the immaturity, if that happens again, we will shut down Mega Lunch. I'm just making that promise to you right now. We will shut down Mega Lunch for an undetermined amount of time, depending on how long I think we need to be trained to go back to the process. Guys, this is a unique opportunity, a privilege that's given to you. There are schools all around that would love to do it, but they can't for whatever reason. There are over 20 or 25 schools that have come and visited us and are now doing it. So you guys are kind of the trailblazers. I just bragged on you Monday when Nacogdoches High School was here about how well you took care of things and you behaved, and You picked up your trash, things of that nature, and then for you to turn around and act that way on Friday is extremely disappointing. But I just wanted to make sure that I was clear with all 3,850 of you. If something like that occurs again, we'll shut it down until I feel like we can go back to it. And we'll go to 4 lunches during fourth period, and you'll be contained to the cafeteria during that time so that you can show me you know how to act and how to demonstrate good, decency in the cafeteria, okay? So make sure that that does not happen from this point forward. Make sure you're picking your trash up. Get to class on time after lunch. Tired of having to push y'all through the hallways after mega lunch, bell ringing, and there's still 125 kids in the hallway. Get yourselves to class. You've got plenty of time. We give you 6 minutes between the end of lunch to the start of fifth period. So get yourself, or actually 7 minutes, get yourself to class on time. But I just want to spend just a moment addressing that issue so that you knew that I was aware and my feelings and what will happen moving forward. My expectations are high. I don't expect this to happen again. I expect you to act like students, act mature, not immature, and deal with issues in another way. All right. So again, I want to make sure that we're totally clear as we move forward with Mega Lunch. So until we get a chance to talk again, go Hornets.